Here's a story that will challenge everything you know about heroism and sacrifice. We're talking about a man known as the father of India, yet Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi evoked extreme emotions throughout his life. Some called him a saint, others a fanatic, revolutionary to some, reactionary to others, a messiah to millions, but dangerous enough that someone felt compelled to kill him. This is the ultimate paradox. Gandhi championed absolute nonviolence, only to die at an assassin's hands. He led the most peaceful resistance movement in history to free India from British rule. Yet independent India was born amid unprecedented brutal carnage. While sectarian killings raged on an unimaginable scale, Gandhi risked everything to preach nonviolence until his dying breath. On January 30th, 1948, 3 bullets fired by a Hindu nationalist who believed Gandhi had betrayed his people ended that life. Picture this scene from 1931. An American journalist sits across from Gandhi, probing him with the kind of question that reveals character.
If England does not grant your demand, are you prepared to return to jail again?
I am always prepared to return to jail.
Then comes the ultimate test.
Would you be prepared to die in the cause of India's independence?
Gandhi pauses, then responds with words that seem almost prophetic now.
It is a bad question.
The brother of Gandhi's assassin spent almost 2 decades in prison for his role in the plot. When interviewed at age 85, his memory of every detail remained crystal clear, and his conviction absolutely unwavering.
I am Gopal Godse, brother of Nathuram Godse. Nathuram Godse was the one who assassinated Gandhiji, then known as Mahatma Gandhi. The year was 1948. I do not repent for having participated in the act. We felt, let 10 persons go to the gallows, but let this person not live.
Today in Delhi, several sites preserve the memory of the man poet Tagore called Mahatma, great soul. At the Samadhi, where Gandhi's body was cremated on a sandalwood funeral pyre according to Hindu custom, visitors from across India make pilgrimages. From Bengal to Kerala, from Uttar Pradesh to Manipur, rich and poor alike still see it as their sacred duty to pay homage. The atmosphere feels more like a temple than a museum, which tells you everything about how this man's legacy transcends ordinary historical remembrance. Inside the National Gandhi Museum and Birla House, converted into a memorial after Gandhi's assassination, on its grounds, you'll find rooms filled with dioramas depicting key scenes from his extraordinary life. Visitors remove their shoes before approaching the exact spot where the Mahatma fell to the assassin's bullets. Every artifact has been preserved: frescoes, photographs, Gandhi's incredibly sparse personal belongings, his notebooks, walking stick, letters, and even his blood-stained clothes from that terrible day. When Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, India existed under Britain's iron imperial grip. His family belonged to the Baniya caste, hard-working merchants from Gujarat who understood commerce, not revolution. At 13, Gandhi's marriage to Kasturba was arranged. When he turned 16, his father fell gravely ill, setting up a moment that would haunt Gandhi forever.
He felt that he had a duty to nurse his father at the time he was dying, and hopefully he wanted to actually be with him at the hour of his death. But on that particular day when his father became critically ill, he felt more attracted to his wife, and he was actually in the act of making love to her at the moment when his father died. And it's a lot of historians who've looked at Gandhi's life feel that this was really something that coloured his whole attitude to his sexuality and led eventually to his deciding to renounce all sexual relationship with his wife.
The movement for Indian independence was gaining serious momentum. Gandhi addressed massive crowds in every town and village he visited, speaking passionately about human dignity, justice, and independence. His message resonated because he wasn't just talking about political freedom. He was embodying a completely different way of being Indian. Across the country, nationalists organized dramatic bonfire protests to burn textiles imported from England. Gandhi launched his revolutionary charkha, or spinning wheel movement, declaring it the patriotic duty of every Indian to spin 200 yards of cotton thread daily and completely boycott textiles produced in the industrial mills of Manchester and Liverpool.
But it did become a symbol of a commitment to the nationalist cause, to every morning to sit down and to get out your spinning wheel and to spin your cotton thread. And they became very skillful at it. You know, they would spend hours every day doing this. And Gandhi saw this as something which was almost a spiritual task of spinning, you know, for the good of the nation.
In 1944, Gandhi spent 3 weeks trying to dissuade Jinnah from partition, even offering him the position of Prime Minister in independent India.
Jinnah ne supporte pas.
Jinnah couldn't stand the affection and attention he was shown by Gandhi, because like many Muslims, he viewed it as a patronizing attempt by Hindus to assimilate Muslims. Gandhi saw himself as a universalist. He didn't want to be seen as Hindu, but as Indian. Yet everything about his style, his dress, was typically Hindu. His embrace of renunciatory disciplines and linking of ascetic practice with political aspirations, all that created the impression of a quintessential Hindu.
In 1946, the leaders of the Muslim League and Indian National Congress met in Shimla, the summer capital of British India, for a final attempt to implement Gandhi's vision of a united, independent India.
Jinnah's campaign centered on a single topic. Congress was a Hindu party with a Hindu leader. If Hindus won the first elections after independence, Muslims would face assimilation and oppression. To survive, they needed their own state, Pakistan.
So in 1946, he decides to take the matter to the streets. Jinnah had been a strictly constitutional politician before then. He'd been loyal to the British. He hadn't ever been involved in civil disobedience campaigns. He'd never adopted the sort of tactics that Gandhi had adopted. But in 1946, in August 1946, he decides to take the issue to the street. He's going to show the power of Muslims in India, and he has the Direct Action Day.
But Jinnah's call for Direct Action Day on August 16th sparked an eruption of horrifying violence in Calcutta. 5,000 people were massacred in a single day. 20,000 were wounded. Most of the victims were Hindu, which led to immediate retaliatory attacks by Hindus against Muslims elsewhere. The cycle of reprisal killings spread rapidly across northern India like wildfire. Entire families were slaughtered based solely on their religious identity. Gandhi refused to abandon his vision of an India where the two communities could live together in genuine friendship and peace. He walked through villages where Muslims had massacred Hindu landlords, talking directly to Muslim crowds, putting his life on the line without any protection except a few faithful followers.
As he walked, people would throw glass pieces on the way, they would throw excreta in his path. And his answer to that was to even remove the very simple sandals which he used to wear in order to walk and start walking barefoot. This had a tremendous moral impact, and the parallel that we like to draw is between in the Christian tradition, the crucifixion of Christ, that is suffering for humanity, tormenting the flesh in order to make the moral appeal.
On August 15, 1947, partition became official. As midnight approached, Jawaharlal Nehru delivered one of history's most poignant speeches.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
In January 1948, Gandhi began another indefinite fast, saying he would only eat when he saw a concrete plan to stop the continuing violence.
Gandhi's hunger strike was also aimed at forcing the Indian government to release Pakistan's share of assets from the treasury of British India.
Gandhiji, that stood in favor of Pakistan and said that I shall go on hunger strike, I shall die, and the 55 crores should be given. Then only I shall release my fast. At that moment, some youths like me decided, you will not die of hunger strike, you will die of bullets now. On the 30th of January, Nathuram himself arranged for a pistol, automatic pistol, and went to the prayer ground, evening at 5 o'clock or maybe 5 minutes late.
As the Mahatma reached this spot to go there, he stepped forward, he took 3 steps, bowed before Mahatma Gandhi, and he shot him point blank, 3 bullets. And if you see the photograph of Mahatma Gandhi with the bullets, it's almost, it looks like a garland. It's almost in a semicircle. The assassin garlanded Mahatma Gandhi with bullets. And I think at that one moment, Mahatma Gandhi rose from the ashes, from the earth, and he became larger than life.
In a radio broadcast, Nehru announced Gandhi's death to a stunned nation. The light has gone out of our lives, and there is darkness everywhere.
The trial at the Red Fort offered Nathuram Godse the perfect platform to air his views. He refused legal defense, and though he had lawyers, he pleaded his own case. He stated that he had owed it to his Hindu faith and the Bhagavad Gita, which justified violence. He said he had been compelled to take action for the nation of Hindus, which Gandhi had betrayed.
Gandhi had envisioned an independent India that was self-sufficient and agrarian. Nehru's approach was more grounded in economic reality. Gandhi's principle of self-reliance prevailed until the 1990s, but India has since opened to globalization. A growing middle class shops at malls that might be the real temples of modern India. If Gandhi returned today,
to India today, he would be aghast to see how far the country, particularly the middle class, has succumbed to Western consumerism. He preached the importance of self-sufficiency for each village, the defense of the weak, and a form of asceticism according to such dictates as don't consume more than you need, respect nature. There was a clear environmental subtext to Gandhi's message.
Yet despite globalization sweeping aside many principles, Gandhi's message has endured. That message speaks to the power of peace, forgiveness, and freedom, values that transcend hatred. In a world struggling with extremism, Gandhi remains relevant as ever.